Hello, everyone, and welcome to our first virtual Femineer Summit of 2021.
So I get a few minutes this morning to talk to all of you, and I thought I would just talk a little bit about my own pathway as a woman in STEM. And I'll just tell you, there aren't many women in physics or some of the physical sciences, because I was in a group with about 12 guys, and I was the first woman to ever be in that group, and the first woman to ever graduate from my advisor's group. And guess what? He went on to get what's called a Kavli Prize. This is the Norwegian prize to compete with the Nobel Prize. And it's looking at atoms on a surface. So I've had just an amazing, exciting career in science and engineering, because I built things, right? And I hope each of you can have such amazing experiences yourselves in Femineers and in other ways. Learn how things work and create your own experiments and inventions. Becoming an engineer or scientist can be a path for every single one of you and can lead to what I think is a very fulfilling career.
Participation of women in STEM degrees is still considerably lower than that of men, and especially in engineering. Women make up almost half of the total workforce of those who work, but only hold about a quarter of STEM jobs. So I believe that through the work of this Femineer program and with the participation of everyone in this summit and this audience, we can ensure our students' success, to provide more engineering-related activities, and to encourage middle school students to participate in building their engineering education and career. Almost 20% of all undergraduate students in our college are female. This is just 1/5 of the total population of our students. But some disciplines, such as, for example, environmental engineering, already have equal number of female and male students. The number of female students in our master programs, this already we're talking about advanced degrees, master programs, is between 25 and 30%, depending on the major in our college. And the number of female students in doctoral programs in our college is about 40%. So we're pretty much approaching almost parity between women and men participation in doctoral programs. Last year, we hired the first ever female professor in aerospace engineering. This is our first in the history of our college, a rocket scientist.
I wonder what it would have been to be a woman engineer 100 years ago. Who would have been the first woman engineer? Her name is Elisa Leonida Samtrescu. I heard about her and it inspired me a lot when I came to know her story. My point here is 100 years ago, here was a woman who was rejected, and then she had to go all the way to some other place to get a degree and come back, start a hospital, help the wounded, and then start as a technical assistant to move on to lead 12 labs. These are all trailblazers. These are all pioneers. These are all the kind of people that are now inspiring the new generation of people. So, Femineers, I don't want to take a lot of your time. When you think about a dean who said, engineering is not for you, women are meant for church and cooking and children, today we have two deans here, Dr. Baski and Dr. Alevsky. These deans are opening their door, welcoming you to their engineering program. There is nothing that stops you from reaching your dreams. I am hoping 10 years from now, some of you are going to be leading some of the top laboratories in the US. Some of you are going to be leading big businesses. Some of you are going to be engineers. And I'm also hoping some of you are going to be professors. Thank you.
Project Lead the Way classes when I was in high school. So I took Introduction to Engineering and And that really helped me because I knew I liked engineering. I loved problem solving and I liked that type of thinking. What kind of engineer just seemed such a big question. And so being able to take some of those classes just really helped because I could learn about the different kinds and not just learn about them, but actually get my hands on them and try different things out. And that really helped me figure out what I liked. Also, having your eye on the end goal, I think is so important too. Like if you are working on projects and you love a certain part of it, then like they're saying, just push through those tough classes because in the end, you won't have to take those classes forever. You're going to get through them. You're going to be able to graduate and then you can, do the things that you love. And I think that's so important.
Challenges, I think that actually a lot of the guys in the field respect me and value my opinion, which really means a lot to me, especially, not only am I a woman, but being that we're virtual, you can't see me, but I'm barely 5 feet tall. I'm a very tiny person. So people might look over me and not even notice I'm there, but to be able to create a presence where people see you and value your input, I think that was a challenge that was overcome and I found it to be very rewarding. Really, just don't give up. You're going to build your confidence. There are going to be times where you're going to be maybe wondering, like, is this really where I want to go? I'm struggling here. You're not alone. There are people feeling the same thing that you're feeling and it's okay. And I would just say, like, continue to keep working towards your goals. If you see yourself being an engineer or in any of the STEM fields, continue to do it.
I would say my best advice is to stick to it. Don't be afraid. Don't think that you're not good enough or that you're not smart enough or whatever enough. You are. Just know that you are. We all go through that. I went through that as a young student, and I still go through that today. So it's something that you're always gonna feel, but feel confident in yourself and your abilities. And what I do today is I lead a group of engineers and a group of business managers, and we work in putting together solutions for our customers. So now I work more on what you would call the sales side of the house, where we introduce our customers and we get to work with them and ask them, well, what do you want? What do you need? We put together a solution for them.
Give yourself some grace, and just give yourself the room to grow into engineering. You're not going to be, the expectation doesn't have to be perfection for every single thing that you do. Just do what you're capable of doing and continue to keep that end item and that end, the end in sight, or end in mind rather, and just continue to strive against your own self rather than looking at the other people around you and the grades that they're making, or even just your own internal expectations that you place on yourself. Just do what you can just to get through. You first have to just start it, and then you continue to finish it, or you finish it by giving yourself that grace and working and doing one assignment at a time and one exam at a time, and just taking it day by day. Failing forward is all about, learning the lessons. You take these lessons learned away, like why do you consider it a failure to begin with, but also, or what the expectation was and why you didn't meet that. So once you learn that particular lesson, you go forward and, you correct those particular issues. But it's always good to have that sense of failure so that you can, kind of just level set yourself. And again, it's not setting your goal for perfection, but it's setting your goal for continuous growth. And failing forward is all about learning those lessons through those experiences.